I'm the founder of the Illustration Bee School, and you're watching the Illustration Bee School TV, the place to be if you want to make lots of money by doing illustration. And today is the Q&A Wednesdays, and the question I got is from Leona, and Leona writes, "Hi Daria, I am very passionate about fashion and also illustration. So I have a question for you. How do you become a fashion illustrator?" So how do you become a fashion illustrator? Well, first of all, I would suggest you to select designers that you really like. I mean, what designers inspire you so much to create beautiful, fashionable illustrations? Select a theme for yourself. Do you like classy fashion, more like Chanel type? Or do you like something really extravaganza, something like Galliano? You have to really pick it for yourself and understand what kind of fashion illustrator would you like to be. So once you know that, what inspires you, what kind of designers you really like, I suggest you to first understand in what area of fashion illustration would you like to work. So there are different types of fashion illustrators. You can be an illustrator who works for in-house agency. So for example, a fashion in-house brand always needs illustrators who create illustrations based on their fashionable, let's say, runaways, stuff like that. So there are also illustrators who create illustrations for fashion magazines. So you might want to do that. And that's a little bit a different target. So first of all, pick your target. Who is your ideal client? I mean, where would you like to work? That's very important because based on that factor, you will create a portfolio targeting that specific client. So once you know who your ideal target is, you have to create a fashionable portfolio matching that client and put all these inspiring illustrations that you really love in that portfolio. And you have to be also, in a way, always be updated about the latest fashionable trends. As a fashion illustrator, that's very important because as a fashion illustrator, you are kind of a fashion designer in a way, because fashion designers, they create clothing, right? Every year, every season, we have new fashionable colors, we have trends, everything changes. So you have to change as a fashion illustrator basically seasonally, because you have to match that fashionable feeling, that inspiration that's in the air. And make sure you do this because that's going to be basically always an overflow of new illustrations for you coming from that inspiration. So make sure you go to fashion shows, fashion weeks. Feed yourself with this fashionable inspiration because this way you will become a successful fashion illustrator. And after attending, let's say, these fashion shows, create new portfolio, create new pieces of illustrations, because this way you will really grow as a fashion illustrator and people will be really admiring your illustration work because it will reflect the actual fashion that is currently right now. And also, always update your portfolio, make it fashionable, make it look sexy and classy at the same time, because that's fashion. It has to represent who you are. So I really hope that this information helped you, and now you know a little bit more about the sphere of fashion illustration, and it's a very exciting career. And as an illustrator who created a lot of fashion illustrations for magazines, I can really say that I really would suggest you to do that if you like fashion, because that can really be an ideal place for you to be. You're not a fashion designer, but you're just next to him or her, you know, you're like this person who creates inspiration in the air. So thank you so much for watching this Q&A Wednesdays, and I highly encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube page, join the Facebook fan page of the Illustration Bee School, and you will learn all the tips on how to become a successful illustrator and have commissions from around the world on a regular basis. So send me your questions for next week, Q&A Wednesdays, and have a fantastic week.